Blue Jackets are here at Nationwide Arena tonight to wrap up their season series with the Los Angeles Kings. And they come into this game on a 9-game winning streak. The last 3 wins came in Western Canada. The Blue Jackets started off their trip in Edmonton. They got down early to the Oilers, but then they're a third-period team, and they showed it, scoring 2 times in the third period to go ahead and win that game 3-1. Next, they move on to Calgary. Early on, Alexander Wenberg fight in front of his own bench, sparks the team. Later, Matt Calvert, shorthanded goal, really seals the deal. 4-1, Blue Jackets win that one. And then on Sunday, they were in Vancouver. They lost the lead in the third period 2 different times, but they persevered and they win in overtime on a Seth Jones goal. And Jody, that just capped off a great trip.
Yeah, that was tremendous. I love to see the Blue Jackets shut down the leading scorer in the National Hockey League, Connor McDavid, in his home building. There was a lot of hype there. Alexander Wenberg got involved. And then in Calgary, it was an interesting game at the end of that game, but they stuck with it and got that done. And you go to Vancouver, and guess what? Puck luck goes the other way, but they found a way. Some really good tests there, Bob, on that trip. The Blue Jackets came out with a perfect road trip in Western Canada.
And they win the game in Vancouver because they stayed composed in the third period and in the overtime. And Boone Jenner says that's something that is now coming second nature.
It comes with our mindset, just coming into the year, and I think the approach of, kind of day by day and just going through the process. And I think, we're embracing that challenge of, when it's a 2-2 game going into the third, to come out on top and having that standard.
And when you get those tests in a game like that, the Blue Jackets they've been all different kinds of tests. You really see the confidence of this group. And you mentioned the third period. It is fun to watch this team play in all situations.
Now, this game tonight starts a big week at home for the Blue Jackets. And defenseman Ryan Murray says home is where they like to play.
Yeah, we want to keep going here before the break. We only got 3 games, so we want to make sure we finish them strong.
The Blue Jackets lost their first 2 games of the year here at Nationwide Arena and only lost 1 time since, 10-3-1 at Nationwide Arena. So they're happy to be home, and we're happy to be home, Bob.
Yes, we are. And the Blue Jackets know they've got a big test in for them tonight. Ironically, Jody, the Blue Jackets are coming from the Pacific time zone. The Los Angeles Kings have been here in the East for about a week.
Sets up well for the Kings, you would think. But I don't think it matters to the Blue Jackets, and we've talked all year long. They like the next test at hand, and how are they going to react? I think it's another one of these moments tonight with Curtis McElhinney between the pipes. I think the Blue Jackets are going to show that effort here at home.
Well, let's talk about the Los Angeles Kings and some of their key players. One of them is everybody's favorite here, and that is Jeff Carter. Then you get back on their blue line, Drew Doughty, always dangerous, especially when he's got the puck on his stick. And in goal, they lost Jonathan Quick early this year, but Peter Budaj has had an NHL resurgence coming up from the minors and really doing a good job.
Yeah, one of the great stories in the National Hockey League. Budaj is a player that's been around a long time, but this year for the LA Kings, he's really righted the ship, kept that goal crease nice and tight. Now the Kings are playing a little differently with him back there, but he's done a nice job. Hats off to Peter Budaj. Doughty, he's a player, one of the elite defensemen in the National Hockey League. He will be all over the ice tonight, very offensive-minded. He plays close to 27 minutes a game and is in almost every single play out there. And Jeff Carter, listen, this guy's got natural speed. He's got the ability to score. He's won 2 Stanley Cup championships, and he's got the most game-winning goals in the National Hockey League right now. Got to stop that shot from Jeff Carter.
All right, the last time these 2 teams met was in Staples Center a couple of months ago, and the Blue Jackets lost that game in overtime. We're about to find out what happens tonight. That'll do it for the Rink Report. For Jody Shelley, I'm Bob McElligott. Enjoy the game.